Hi, I'm Dr. Randall Bell. I'm here with my great friend Suzanne Wilcox, and we're here to talk about some life models, things that kind of basically outline the very biggest picture of life, the experience we're going through. It's from kind of looking from a 747 down on the landscape and the big picture things. The reason, Suzanne, I think that these are important, and I'd like to know what you think, but they kind of give you a framework, when you're kind of assessing your life and you're saying, life's going pretty good, but it's not perfect. How can I make it a little better? You can kind of take a look at these models to say, hey, I'm kind of good here, but I'm missing kind of this element. Does that make sense? Or what do you think about these life models?
Yeah, so I agree with what you said. And then I would also say that when I look at these life models, it makes me appreciate the value of philosophy, which is the study of human behavior and asking the questions and exploring the mysteries. And I see value in that because I feel like we're on this earth trying to figure stuff out. Maybe we should figure out why we're figuring things out and what it is we're trying to figure out. So that's
a refrigerator magnet right there.
So for me, philosophy serves me when it helps me evaluate my life and what you said, what I'm doing here and how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it, and then learning from other people's experience. So I would agree with that.
Okay, and I think you know this. I'm an economist. I study disasters, and there's 3 stages that we move through. It's the assessment stage, the repair stage, and the ongoing stage. I think the same thing kind of applies to life. You're having a problem. You got to first assess it correctly, because if you can't fix it if you don't understand it first. Then you repair it, and then you have ongoing issues. So same kind of thing, and this kind of helps with the process. Now, I know you really like this model with night and day and mind, body, and spirit. I kind of like these ones. I have a particular love for this one. We'll explain that one later.
Yeah.
But I mean, tell us why you like this model so much. Explain what it is. And why you like it so much.
Okay, so this is the Tai Chi symbol. It comes from Chinese philosophy. It's an illustration of 2 different energies that are contrasting, yin and yang. Some people say yang. And it's 2 different energies that are opposites. And then you'll see that each contains the other. So the white has a little bit of black, the black has a little bit of white. And I like this one because it illustrates wholeness. And that in order to be whole, we have to embrace both opposites. They're 2 sides of another way I say it is 2 sides of a coin. I can't have white without black. It's impossible. That contrast is absolutely necessary. It's just it helps me embrace wholeness and not reject things I don't like so much.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to explain me, we, do, be, and then maybe relay some of these models to this model, because what I attempted to do here is make a model that was all-inclusive. It included everything here. By the way, I love all these models. They all bring something to the table, and including some of the models that aren't as self-apparent with my model. But me is our mindset. It's everything intellectually, philosophically, and spiritually. So with this model, that concept doesn't come up here. This model I know you like, mind, body, and spirit. Well, mind and spirit is kind of the me, and then body is more the do. Do is productivity, is taking care of our bodies, taking care of our money, taking care of our space. We is our relationships with others, which is kind of maybe social. You see social here, that goes with we. And then be is what we're becoming. It's kind of like, our goals, how we're managing our time, what our legacy wants to be. How do you see mind, body, and spirit? I've kind of explained how it ties in with my model. How do you see it?
I really resonate with this model because it's simple for me to understand. I understand that everything that happens in my mind affects my body. I understand that everything that happens in my body affects my spirit. I understand that it's one whole organism and that it's impossible for me to be impacted in one way without impacting all 3 ways.
Okay. Now, egos, logos, and pathos. This is kind of an Aristotle concept that's been around, I think, before we were born, going back a few hundred years. Mm-hmm. Pathos is emotion, so that would be a me, kind of what's going on in my mind. Ethos is our ethics, and logos is our logic, in other words, our thinking. So all of egos, logos, and pathos arguably is a me cornerstone thing. I describe it a little differently in my model, but this is a terrific way to look at it. This has been around an awfully long time. What do you think about egos, logos, and pathos? What comes to your mind?
I see the value. That also, ethos, pathos, and logos feels like useful things to explore when I'm in my head, when I'm using logic, when I'm using strategy, when I'm using analysis. I feel like that is useful for me.
Yeah, agreed. Now, this model, physical, social, spiritual, mental, this really came from Stephen R. Covey. I happen to be a big fan of Covey, of Dr. Covey. He's passed away. And I love this model. Physical, tying it to me, we, do, be is kind of a do. Mental is a me. Social is a we. And spiritual is also a me. So we're saying a lot of the same things, maybe saying it a little bit differently. I wouldn't blame anybody for saying, hey, I really like that, because I like it myself. It's a nice kind of squared off way of looking at things. Do you use this model much, or what do you think about it?
I have not subscribed to that model, but I see the value of it for sure.
Okay, and then the last one to kind of tie in, intellectual, social, spiritual, physical, emotional. You know, I think we got to make a point here, Suzanne. All these models are kind of saying a lot of the same things. Would you agree with that? Yeah, I mean, they all kind of are. I think this one added, which one did it add?
Emotional.
Yeah, it added emotional, which is up here in pathos, kind of spirit. So the models are saying a lot of the same things over and over again. I think they all have different dimensions and different value. Any other thoughts about the models?
Well, what's coming to my mind right now is, so this one's it's a circle, and well, they're all different shapes, but I feel like this one is interesting because it's about embracing duality, so opposites. And these are also about embracing wholeness. And so I feel like the value of any one of these models, all of them, are about a geometric shape that is what it is because of each part. And if any part weren't there, it would lose its shape. And that feels beautiful to me because I'm all about integration and I'm all about wholeness. And I like that all of those incorporate that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And kind of being familiar with these life models helps us kind of get a sense of the big picture and going forward with our goals. Thanks for watching.